You are probably here because somebody has told you that your disability is too loud, too burdensome, or too much when it comes to a dating relationship. And if you have been told those things, first of all, I'm sorry. It's not always your disability that's going to be the problem. Well, you guys wanted to see videos about disability and dating, so here we are. Even if it is a topic that's a little bit more on the uncomfy side for me, I think I've learned quite a few things in the process of even just scripting and writing these videos. If you have been told some of those mean things about your disability when it comes to a dating relationship, rest assured that to the right kind of person, nothing you're facing is going to be too much for them or something that they won't choose to handle, because that's the thing about a relationship. People come as a whole package deal, and none of us are completely perfect. So there's probably going to be things about your partner that you're also going to have to learn how to live with or accept to have a healthy and happy relationship. A fundamental truth that I do want you guys to understand, though, is that you can't actually make anyone love you. There will always be people in this world that may be threatened by your strength or your resilience because of your disability, and those people are not worth your time or your energy because they're just not meant to be your people. The right kind of person for you won't just tolerate your disabilities, but they will choose to love you and see all of the strengths and awesome things that come from your experiences with having a disability. Just because you struggle with something, or your physical appearance, or something even more on the mental or intellectual side, that does not mean that you are an unlovable human being at all. In fact, believing that your disability is the one sole reason that you're struggling to date and to find a partner in life is probably the reason that you're struggling to find a partner in life. People like it when we are doing the best that we can to adapt to our situation, but also finding joy in a situation that is less than ideal. So, getting out of that victim mindset is super empowering. Some of the ways that you might not realize yet can be an asset to you as somebody dating with a disability could be that your disability actually can make you a lot more of a authentic kind of person. Being authentic and vulnerable in a dating relationship has actually become more of a rare commodity than you might realize. It can be really refreshing to see somebody out there that wants to just be themselves. And so, if you're choosing to try and ask out someone with a disability, be mindful that they don't owe you their entire medical history on the first date. In fact, they probably don't even owe it to you on like the fifth and seventh date. Okay, like when you guys know each other really well, then that would be more of an appropriate time for them to share some of those really personal things about their medical history, but they're not obligated to tell you. And likewise, if you are the one that is disabled, you're not obligated to tell them everything. Not yet. However, some of the things that you might find it extremely helpful to communicate to someone that you're going to go on a date with would be your needs when it comes to accommodations. For example, if you were going to go to dinner, you may need to say something to the effect of, hey, I need to make sure that wherever we go, we have like a table that I could just wheel my wheelchair up to. Or it may be helpful to say something to the effect of, hey, I need to make sure that there is not a super steep ramp. Or, for example, you may say something to the effect of, I need to make sure that there is a large enough ADA restroom. All of those things are legitimate concerns that affect how comfortable you're going to be able to be on a date. If somebody does get rude or starts being weird after you tell them that you have a disability and what your specific needs might be related to what you plan to do for your date, the best thing to do is just be like, I'm sorry, that's rude, and hightail it out of there. Because if they're going to be rude now, they're probably going to be way worse if you actually do pursue something with them. take it as a sign that they're showing you their true colors and you probably don't want to be in that kind of a situation. I do find that compassion is another actually pretty good trait that I have gained from my experiences with losing a leg, being in a wheelchair, and even with chronic pain. And I have experienced the kind of both sides of disability where I had like this crazy pain condition that nobody really ever saw how bad it was. And now I have the more physical like disability that's like pretty obvious of like, hey, I'm disabled, but at the same time, sometimes people don't always know that when they meet me for the first time. You've also probably had to learn how to be resilient in the face of challenges, especially when you face something like chronic pain all the time, every day. It can wear on you eventually, and you do get tired of being in pain all the time. So you've probably had to learn better ways to cope with it. But people want partners that they feel like can be supportive emotionally and that they can rely on for things. And you can be that kind of person that can be reliable, but also be quite emotionally supportive. And finally, just being yourself instead of living the perfect Instagram life is so much better because my relationship with someone is my relationship. And, you know, I've really thought a lot about would I talk about my next relationship on camera a whole lot? And, you know, like, even though I'm not really with anyone right now, I don't know that I would talk about my next relationship on camera for similar reasons that other people have explained that are also disability YouTubers, because I don't really want the person that's with me to feel pressured to be a part of my profession. But I also think that our relationship is between the two of us, and it doesn't have to be a big public thing. And also, having a disability can just help you to show up and laugh in those tough situations. Because you've probably learned how to laugh at being an amputee or at having to be in a wheelchair, because there are certain situations where it's like, well, this sucks, but this is funny and this is how I'm going to get through it. Case in point, Gingerbread Man missing a leg is funny, and you know, like sharks have become funny to me, and that is how I get through some of those dark days. If you would like to see the next video, all about planning accessible dates for you as the disabled person, or planning something with a date that is disabled, you can click over here. And I'll see you all in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye!